Matters with Jonathan Malembeka, 1930 to 20. Make a date every Tuesdays and Saturdays on Community Matters with Jonathan Malembeka, 1930 to 2030, exclusively on MBA Radio. Our community comes first. Make a date every Tuesdays and Saturdays on Community Matters with Jonathan Malembeka, 1930 to 2030, exclusively on MBA Radio. Our community comes first. Make a date every Tuesdays and Saturdays on Community Matters with Jonathan Malembeka, 1930 to 2030, exclusively on MBA Radio. Our community comes first.
All right, thank you so much, dear listener of MBA Radio 95.3 FM. Kanshi mufisa fya mlabasa wa MBA Radio. And this time tuwabani kutatika programu Yesu ya Community Matters. And dishi palino mpindi na bane kuata wa guest abani ni wa Jonathan Malembeka. Kanshi itutunga ni kutali mufisa fya mlabasa. Ningatemo kwe bati njupushe wa Jonathan Malembeka. Babene kusekera po mufisa fya mlabasa. Konso kumulebane kutumfuila. Na mtotani Mr. Jonathan Malembeka sekera po abantu.
Na tota kwa kutiwa mkwasu mba Bob Chisala ino mpindi tukutumase mitende ya chibe kuri bonse abali kubana kumfa kumulabasa wa MBA Radio akonso kumungaba mwe bali kulufanyama mwe bali kumasaiti mwe bali ku Mpongwe West mwe bali ku Kanyenda mwe bali ku Ntanda mwe bali kuibenga mwe bali kumpo kumikata fyo pele mwe bali kalweo na mwebo mwe wangaba kunchende shingurukire mwe bari kumfa aplikaka no kapindi aka MBA Radio makamaka kulufanya moko ati mitende mwane na mtote ne wenu ne Malembeka uyolufumina kumutulesuba na ngwati kumpongwe East.
All right, thank you so much. Ndishi twa totokwa kuti ningatema kwebati chipali mubutishe po abantu pari programu ifituba impindi tubane kuikwata inshiku fyoperefyo na the main purpose of this program.
Emwane hii program ilineshitera kwati Community Matters with Jonathan Malembeka. Ichiri kupiribulati turabane kulolesha pafintu fefu kubane kuchitika munchende umuntu bane kuikala eri kabiri iyi program inabane kubako lyonse pali chibiri na efyo pelefyo na pachiberushi impindi ya 1930 ukufika na 2030 mwane. So iyi programu inabane kubako lyonse apologies shimbimpindi pamoja ndo kwati itwa kuchita limbi uri kulusaka limbi ya kusanga uri kumpanga kuchitoshesu so kolabati shimbimpindi twa faisho kusanga pamoja basa pano wasangwa ati wabane kufirwa kusangwa ko so mbi program ilibereko every Tuesday kaifyo pelefyo na every Saturday mwane kanshi impindi ya konkapo nkabane kupera chance kuli ba community abo basarufokola bila popa mulabasa ilikabane kuperwa eshuko liminga chiroro cha mfumu lingaba mwikashwa mumpongwe nango mwikashwa mulfanyama kali mlikweta mashwa amkwete okulabira ayo angabane kwafuirisha nango kusuntura imikalire yampongwe mwane mungaperwa kakapindi nekwisa mkulabira pano pali Community Matters with Jonathan Malembeka na mtoteri newe wenu.
All right, thank you so much. Twa kutimu ofisa fiamlabasa panini nukoso tubekoti tuamina po amate panini pache na mtoten ofisa fiamlabasa.
Every Tuesdays and Saturdays on Community Matters with Jonathan Malembeka, 1930 to 2030, exclusively on MBA Radio. Our community comes first.
Alright, na mtoto ni kwa kutimu ofisa fiamlabasa ndishi na bolisho kwebati pari pamashini ne muntu wenu Bob Chisala and also ba guesti pari program ya Community Matters is Mr. Jonathan Malembeka kanshi ba Malembeka mwana wa mwilamba umwana wenu kabili umwana welamba lyonse kanshi nangabe fyo ningatemo kwebati mbolisishe kuri babo abenga fo kwebati tutungambara nabo babe na fwebo ndishi pa Facebook page ya ba Jonathan Malembeka we are live and also tulikwete YouTube channel kani mwebati museche pali andishi pali bukumo museche Bob Chisala mwakuisangana ili live Bob Chisala ili live pa YouTube ili live ndishi na kwesha pania pache kwebati ninga sharinga amalinki nangu ni kuma Facebook but as we are going ningatemo kwebati ndishi ba Malembeka babene kuchita introduce icha twa kwambala po lero neli ati topiki ya mkasuba akalelo chino chingulo kotini fyopele ifi twabane kumfwa ndisha abantu abakutubwingi bali belene kufunga because every time tulabane kwata programu hii pano shimbimpindi pamulando afya kita ndishi ba Malembeka bachita apologize kuli mwefusa fiamlabasa kwebati pamulando watu akuchita shimbimpindi tabakumanisha hapo and shimbimpindi tulabane kukwata ama repeat program pano sombe mkasuba kalelo I believe and I understand kwebati mkasuba kalelo tuli live ndishi mkasuba kalelo tuli live on air on MBA Radio 95.3 FM nishi mwabane kutusangana pa YouTube we are live pa Facebook we are live. Don't forget to subscribe mwebale pa YouTube just search Bob Chisala pa YouTube mwakuisangana wino ndishi aiko apa kubulani kufirwa ili live wino kabiri kuli babo bonse aba lipa Facebook ni Jonathan Malembeka Facebook page wanenuko ibati mwa yapo lubilo ne ma comments yenu aya pa Facebook ama comments yenu aya ku message pa phone, ama comments yenu aya pa YouTube. Lero twakubane kuyaberenga boneni kwe bati twaendela pamo muri lulu lutampulo kabiri tubono kwe bati tuliumo. Your contribution yamba kwebo ukwakuti. We are not going to segregate yonse ama views ama contribution ukulunda po ifya kubona ifirikene lekene mkasuba kalero twakuba nekupoka na totokwa Mr. Malembeka kanshi abantu baterera nekufwa shoko bati kanshi ba Malembeka lero nifindo ifi bakulabirapo. I understand ko bati unomulungu bali mfuire ukuba Malembeka balabire pama intra-party election. Your comment ndisha abantu abengi baliberene kuipoka on our Facebook page as MBA Radio and kabiri mukaswa kalero pati program ya Community Matters. Abantu baline kutushika bebere bushe ba Malembeka barukura birendo kuti ba Malembeka turibeshukwe bati bambya ati ni ba pastor, bambya ati ni ba politician, bambya ati yo mwana wa mushumu wa Malembeka. All right, ndishi abantu bengafuma mungabachitira clarify twatota
natota kwa kuti ba Chisala murishi balalabira ati ushiku kwa fwensofu neri ashirira bali ansofu mu mushi na inwe mpinzi fwe bokoti bena mpongwe batukulunda polokoso koti ni kopa beoti yose kaifyo perefyo kuti chalo chonse. The biggest issue nango the biggest event iyabere kuchitika muri umulungu afuma ko ba Chisala wesu kwali kusala kwantangishi muchipani icha United Party for National Development UPND na kuku kusala kwali bele ifintu ifingi bali kubane kulabira abantu pano lelo tukufuaturoleshe pa the way forward because I am election by Bob Chisala ya repeatire. Now what should be our focus as the members of the party, as members of the community? Na fio perefio koti nin bebekashi ba mumno mumpongwe. What should be the focus after the aftermath of the intra-party election? Apa epo takubane kutontomeka tubone pano that the elections are done and they are behind us. What is it that we are supposed to focus on as a people of Mpongwe, as members of the party, and as members of the community? Pakwewa chibene kutofu fwebo bonse, kotibe kashi ba Mpongwe, kotibe kashi ba mkopa beoti, fyo perefyo, kotibe kashi ba mchalo chesu chino, ichiturine kuikalamo. So ii ea kwa ni focus yesu lero, ba Bob Chisala tubone, ifi intufu tulingilo kuposa ko, ama no where we are supposed to focus our energy and for what reason and for what purpose, and what is it that we are going to benefit if at all we channel our energy na kutoa channel focus yesu pa 50 kuchita on top of after the elections have been concluded ayo aya ba UPND alikuitwati intra-party elections.
All right, ndishi tutatoka kuti mwefusa fyamla basa kanshiko soko mleba nekutumfuira tulina programu ili tokwe bati Community Matters kanshi na ngabe fyo paliba mashini ne muntu wenu Bob Chisala and also my guest abandina bo mkasuba kalelo niba Jonathan Malembeka. Ngabe fyo we are live on YouTube na Facebook page yaba Jonathan Malembeka. We are also live fyopele fyo pa YouTube kan mwasecha so Bob Chisala. You will find this page on YouTube and also linked ku MBA Radio. Kanshi na mtote ni mwafiusa fiamla basa konso kumleba ne kutumfuira paliba mashini ne muntu wenu Bob Chisala nalibili tuwabwela. Padi nukoso tuminepo tumate tuwakubwela.
You're tuned to the Copper Belt and Community Matters with Jonathan Malembeka every Tuesdays and Saturdays 1930 to 2030. MBA Radio, the pride of Mpongwe and the rest of the Copper Belt. Make a date every Tuesdays and Saturdays on Community Matters with Jonathan Malembeka 1930 to 2030 exclusively on MBA Radio. Our community comes first.
All right, thank you so much, and welcome back to the wonderful program, which is Community Matters. Natota kwa kuti ndishi ningatema kwebati ili twaba nekubwera mufibusa fyamulabasa pali program twakubani kumpere ni ama nambala twakubani kupyungisha muchebo cha makozi pantangire pano pali bukumo ningatema kwebati tange Kotini fintu fibabane kuchita introduce the topic ba Jonathan Malembeka ndishi babonokwe bati tubone nifindo ifi impongwe neri intangishi shairerwe ukuchitapo focus neri abena mpongwe pali bukumo baliererwe ukuchita focus pa fintu fya kuba shani. All right, kanshi ningatema kwe bati jipushe ba Jonathan Malembeka kwa bati moyo wa Jonathan Malembeka koti ni mwe koti ni mwe na mpongwe koti ni muntu uikele mpongwe, and also as a person uyo utu ingala biloko bati uingalu kuli nintangishi kani parupoa uyo uingalu kuli nintangishi kani mwikelesha uyo ingalu kuli nintangishi kani ni chipani, and also uinga fokwe batilimbi kali nintangishi yapa bantu abakutu wingi muri ino impindi itwafikamo kubona kwe bati we are going towards general elections, and kunumo kutwabona kwe bati kuchiri okusala kwa intra-party election, and ishi ifipani fingi fika pa kwe bati fitatike ukusala intangishi ishinga piyunga nangati ni muchebo chama elections. Ba Jonathan Malembeka ni fisa fintu ifi intangishi shairerwe kushinkamana po makosa muri ino impindi twabane kufikapo.
Ino mpindi twabane kufikapo bachisala icha kutotatae cha kwebati. Maybe let me clarify in what capacity am I commenting on this matter per radio. I'm commenting on this matter per radio in my capacity as a member of the UPND, as an ordinary member, and therefore as an ordinary member I am an interested party to make sure that iyo akabungwa kondimoni member file na leta value to the party by making sure that I do the right thing and make sure that we promote and build a strong team that can be able to deliver for the people of Mpongwe and the people of Zambia. Pano batisala okulunda for question mwaipusha ya kwebati intangishi ili babere ne kuikalane kusalama leaders. Ichichebo batisala tachari pochebo cha Mpongwe lukoso. Chari chebo cha countrywide. Pano fuebo koti ni Mpongwe twali kweteshu ko we took advantage of the national program. The UPND dissolved AMA structures immediately when the election, the way the structures were dissolved is the same day mwambu vota. Parapenka polling officer ashita announce kwebati AMA election pano yakutatika ni shida structure have dissolved. Now this dissolution of structures from the ward to the constituents, to the district, to the province, to the national management committee, it was done countrywide. And fuebo koti bena Mpongwe katusangira mweshuko why nalabida ati lishuko bachisala pakuti abantu abengiri takunga ba intra-party election. Remember bambi balukubane kulirishanya ukabati lukufwaya kube kusala tubike pointangishi ishibona shinga bane kupyungira abantu ba Mpongwe pano ilia election yali pele opportunity bachisala kubantu to exercise their right and make sure that they were given an opportunity to choose the people abalukufuati bangaba nekuba tungulula. So ichi echabere nekuchitwa na shiri entungurushi shalibere nekusalwa according ne guideline ayo abere nekupelwa pakuti takungabo kusala bachisala tae ba cha UPND shalibere nekupela inshira ilingiro kukonka ili mulikuba nekusala ama members abo abalikuba structures from the branch, from the ward, from the constituents, from the district up to the national management committee. Pano bachisala ili ukusala kwaba nekupita. Question tulingira okulipusha fwe bene yakwe bati ko tibuna mumpongwe pantu abantu abengi basala mulesanga after those elections other people were getting issues are small and make them to be very big and blew them out of proportion. Pano question tulingira okulipusha fwe yakwe bati kanshi ni kindo iki tulingire po kushita focus pali no mpindi pakwe bati abantu abe na Zambia nebekashi ba mumpongwe nebekashi ba mulufwanya na kuma site bangaba ne kushita benefit. What should be our focus now that the election has taken place? Whether kuba election kuli ama complex takulipo na nkunga befya kulilishanya ichitulingiro kwisho basala chakwe bati kani mubone ilia time ya welepo announce tatu kama election impindi yali nini makosa. People are supposed to do the elections within a week, and why nindo impindi ya chepere pakuti we have less than a month ba lelo mpashani ba Bob kani mwati mubone kalenda mulesanga nati we are within a month nishi parliament ya dissolved a space of 1 month. So ichiri kupirula kwe bati impindi kyalo tachikwete po impindi ya kushita prolongo kushita focus pakati tuchite perfect process ya intra party election. That time is not there. So pamula ndu limited time, the leaders they did everything they could do within a limited time frame to make sure that ama election yabane kupita. Pano after my election yapita fwe unichindo what is the big picture, what is it that matters the most fwe bokoti bekashi ba mumpo ba members ba chipani na fwe bokoti bantu abali interested parties mu buyishi bwa bantu na mukufwayo kulundulula imikalire y'abantu. What is the big picture? Nikindu ekintu ichikankala ichitulingiro kuposa kwa sana mano apart from pakulilishanya kwamba intra party elections. Tufilo kuishibata ma election nozali yabane kuisa, it can never be a perfect process ya kwa bati fio to expect yabane kuchitika. No, in process always there are one or two things, but ultimately we must thank God that the elections went out well. Now ama election yapita ni chindo chituingiro kumona po ichiri important batisala chakwe bati pantashi yesu kuli process ya kusalama candidate, adoption of the candidates. Ma candidate ichalo chitukubane kusala batisala ma kansela ukabo kusala ba mayor ba council chairperson ukabo kusala ba member of parliament ba MP ukabane kusala ba president. Bachisala ukusala kwantangishi talipo chintu ichituingiro kusenda kucha kwangasha. It's a very very important process. Why? Because intangishi kani mwabane kuisala ilabilila kwa bantu if baringire ukubafuilisha ko mubikashi bwaiko. Therefore inwempindi tulingire okuichita dedicate mukuposa mano ne kutembera ko kuli balesa na mukushita investigate pa candidate ozabo tukwete ni besa ba candidate abo abanga bane kulabilira kwa bantu ni besa ba candidate abo bakaleto buyantanshi pa ward kandi babali ba ward councillor uyo muntu ngaleta development constituency kandi aba adopted as a member of parliament. Uyo muntu ngalabirirako abantu ba mu district kanyali salirwe abali council chairperson nangu abani mayor. Fituringiro kuposa kwa maneno mpindi bachisala tubone intangishi ishikabane kutolereko because the adoption that poli process rukoso iyaba structure. Remember the structure balekalane kuvota, but them all ama citizens bekala chalo we have a role to play. Why? Because ili ba structure bakalu kuisapa ground. Ba structure tabepusha po candidate ati are you popular or you're not popular. Nangu ni wewe walefu abantu nakutalipo wewe walefu haya. Ba structure aba party balamu kuipusha abantu aba mwishi. Bali abantu walawe pusha kwa ati kuno uku muikele kuno kuwazi. Kunoko muikele kosi ni ku constituency. Kunoko muikele kosi ni ku district. Ni wisa candidate muluku fwayo kwe bati mwenga piungana kwe muri 5 years. Mwachu kwa bachisalaini. So iliya voice y'abantu bali ama structure besa mukusenda na time ya kuvota na time ya adoption, they will follow what people are saying on the ground. Therefore fwense fwe bantu fwe bali muno mumpongwe na surrounding constituencies kuma site kulufanyama, this time is type ni mpindi ya kwangala bachisala ni mpindi ya kutontomeka ne kuyabona ama candidate yesu tulinayo ukupiturukamo nindo tulingira okupiturukamo bachisala. Why? Because ama candidate bali abengi in each constituency tumwasangati pampa constituency pali abantu abalemba kana bali 5 na 10 pano pali babu tulingira okuchisumino kwe bati it's health for democracy, pali babu palingira okusala omuntu unga umo, and that person must be chosen out of merit. And this is our responsibility. So,
Mr. Malembeka, ndishimwanabira pa chebo cha kubona kwe bati umuntu adingira okusalwa out of merit, ndishi chipale mwenga bane kusansurura umwa bane kulosha pakulabiro kwe bati umuntu adingira okusalwa out of merit. Kwe bati fiusa fiamula basa fingabane kutikisha bwino mwalo shamuisa pakulabiro kwe bati umuntu adingira okusalwa out of merit. Kukonka mafunde ya chipani, kukonka imibo yakwe ifyekere ne bantu nedi ni mwisa mwabane kulosha pakusalwa out of merit.
Pakusala candidate bachisala kuli fintu ifikonkwa ifilifitatu. Number 1, kuli fintu ifikonkwa kulingana na constitution ya chalo iyo ba ECZ ba Examination Council of Zambia bakonka mwe bachisala pakwati mwimbaka leo tuli candidate mufile mwakwata ama qualification yote ngire top certificate mufile mwakwata NRC mufile mwakwata voters card fiance fio filaba fili prescribed according na ECZ. Now that one is aside because every candidate bachisala wali isu certain day makana mufile mwishi bati ari requirement ya ECZ akwanishaka pakwita kulipo umuntu ungema ndaya mkwimbakana grade of certificate akwetepo. So ari requirement ya ba Electoral Commission of Zambia, we cannot use them as a merit when we are choosing a leader because that one is obvious. That's number 1. Number 2, kuna bamba guideline bachisala ayapangwa na political party. One of them is that you must be popular on the ground. Mwakutikai. Number 2, you must be loyal to the party. Ufile wabo mwachumfuira kuchipani. Number 3, you must be resourceful. Umuntu yokatikani bamushita adopti na ngupali ali party tainga funya ka motoka. Umwine kote aliofu akoli berkote poka njinga, alikote poka motoka na heo umwine kote ala kaluboni kote asansha kwa bantu abashita kwa visunga ili bamukubana meeting. So a candidate must be popular, must be loyal to the party and must be resourceful. Afuira kwa tapotu untu utuangafurisha ko party ili bali kushita mobilize ichipani. That's the measure number 2 from the political party. But there is also another bigger picture. What is the kulina chimbi chipimo ichilukufuma kubantu inji kale shamu ward, inji kale shamu constituents, nenji kale shamu district uli alidari. What are the expectation yanji kale ya abantu ili kusarenta ngishi bachisala. Abantu ili bali kwa mkuvota. Bale manisa mpinzi babuko luchelo kwa mkuvota.
Bambi ndishi barabuka kuma 05
bambi barabuka na 02
06
ngadiria ama polling station ya kwati ya mtau ya yengi bambi na 03 bambi 04 bambi 05 bambi 06 umuntu wayimo kushobulo ukuyamu kuvota 05 elo limbi line itali aleza mkuvota kuma 17 hours mwabachisala nao njipushe lekeni mwipushe ni question bushe ulio muntu kani yayi mapabulo kuyamu kusala kuyamu kemakana pa line for 9 hours. Do you think in their minds they are just saying let me go and vote for that person because I got the grade certificate or got the voters card or because ulio muntu ali loyal to the party now because they are popular on the ground or because that person is resource to the party? That one does not apply kumuntu lipa community. Umuntu ichi abukiro kufuma pabulo nekuyemu casting a vote yakobati mwe bachisala kali mukaba kansela ulio ile community mulimo mukabalabirira ko kandi tamuli pwe sukulu mukalwisha mwebo kubalabirira kwa abantu mukabe sukulu abana bari kusambirira kandi umuti tamuli pwe mfipatera mwebo mukabalabirira kwa abantu mukabo umuti kandi umufundo batabapintire po bwangulimbi abapaki yachepa mwebo mukema bachisala ko tinintangishi ne kuchita engage aba line ministry na ma parties involved to make sure that you address to the needs of the people. Therefore, abantu bali mu community, the reason they vote is simple. They want you as a leader ukubalabilirako ne kwesho kuwamye mikalire yabo ukufuma pa balilelo pakwati kandi impinzi yobe ikapwe yakufuma muri position ulipo. You leave those people better than they are. In short, kandi umuntu alikulima 1 hectare bachisala mwebo kandi mwaba mpawa mufile mwafa eshida kufa kwa uliyo muntu atatiko kulima 2 hectare. Because if you can't do that, then you are irrelevant to that person who voted for you. Abantu ichi basadila kufuati muwamye nchende like a community generally and help to improve their living standards as an individual. Because there is no one who can vote for you bachisala. Kani mwebo eni mwapita uliyo muntu wakashale more poorer than he was. Inchende mwapita kwa kani mwalimu mwalida mwasangati nema kliniki mwasangire pano yao naika. Mwasangati nema skulu mwasangire mitenge ya tumbaika. That's not what people want. People on the ground, they wake up early in the morning to choose their leaders so that their lives will be better, their community will be a better place. Therefore, this is the reason I'm saying that ama intra-party election yapita. Now kumonenta angishi ishinga wa miemi kalile ya abantu ni besa paliwa bantu ni nabo because abantu bali kufocus untulwa and we should thank God that kateka tukwete president haga inde hichilema. He has done everything in his power ukulunda bachisala ili baishile mu office baka inde kabasanga CDF ilipa 1.6 million bachisala lelo fino ili 40 million kali mwangisha mu 1.6 muri 40 million mi kuinga baba ne kulunda. It is something that has never happened in the history of the country. Therefore, what are we talking about? The president of the Republic of Zambia, he has scored. He has done everything he can do. But president haka inde ichidema tete abone kwa problem ali mumpongwe. Tete abone kwa problem ali kumasaiti. Tete abone kwa problem ali kulufanyama. Echo kubela representative. A member of parliament is a representative of the people. A councillor is representing the people in the ward. A council chairperson, a mayor, is a representative of the people in that district. Therefore,
okay. Thank you so much, Mr. Malembeka. Ndishi ningatemo kwebati mubode sheni kuno makabiri kucha kuipusha mwebo koti munturu kufwaya okuba intangishi pamone intangishi shivyenu. What is it that you should focus on palibukum?
Bachisala nebo bosa banjishi mu WhatsApp group neba ndabira nabo shikwete po message yimbi. The message that I have from Pongwe yakwebati impongwe isuntulwe ikule fyopele fyo muntu akula basala kali muri ne mwana afyalwa alina 6 months ulio mwana kani muikale nakwe alina na 1 month kani muikale nakwe after a specific number of months mulechetekela ulio mwana atatiko kwikala vivyo after ulio mwana ikalale atatiko kukalaba kwenda kwamba ne kubutuka. So growth is progressive. Growth taikwete po destination na fwa wakati ni impongo kani mwatu manefi ya tatikile impongo hapa ya Afrika lelo intangishi shari kunu mashiri bombele tuwali kwete intangishi koti ni wa dosa lupunga wa fiyashi tuwali kwete intangishi koti ni wa bulaya tuwali kwete intangishi koti ni wa Gabriel na Mulambe tuwali kwete intangishi koti ni wa abaripo ba Gregory Ngowani. All these leaders ba chisala, they have done something great for Mpongo. Pano ukukulana ngu development taipela po ililingiro kukonkani hapo. So fwebo nao inompindi focuses basa tulikiro kuyamba kulipushama question yakuru impongwe pone ya Afrika ilikweta abantu abakuti uwingi mumpongwe aba pusha magnet of certificate ni fin definitive tukwete po finga fusha mde abantu in area of education. Apart from just building secondary schools and primary schools and preschools, we are supposed to have chisala ama colleges muno mumpongwe. Always said about this, and we must say this, we must sing this as a song. Everyone who is in authority, from the lowest to the highest, from the community members, from the cooperating partners, the NGOs and the other organizations, we must all sing the same song. Okay, but the time now has come from Pongo Kuikwatila Manesing colleges. A time has now come for Mpongwe to have its own teachers' colleges. The time has now come for Mpongwe to have its own TVTC, advanced highest level of TVTC, the way we have noted. So that our Navesquad push grade 12, they must never leave Mpongwe to go to Kitwe, to go to Luansha, to go to Shirabombwe looking for school. But they must be able to find it right here in our district. This is what we are supposed to think about as leaders. The question we must ask ourselves as leaders is, what are we supposed to do to bring these things in Mpongwe? Secondly, batsala abana besu bafula abenji wale sambirira balefwa ikwenchito. Those jobs ufedori kushama question. How are jobs created batsala? Inchi tutashipona poku yulu. There are certain things that must be done for jobs to be created in Mpongwe and in the country. What are the recipe for job creation? It is industry. You can never create a job batsala if you cannot create an industry. You are a joker and you are lying. So kuti tuwachita create challenge to shabana besu Mpongwe ni tufile tuwachita create industry number 1 industry. Iyo ndi development kumwelepo. Industry tungashita build ni isa, the industry must be realistic, it must be supported by the resources that muisa Mpongwe. What are the resources that are in Mpongwe that can support an industry permanently and sustainably? It's agriculture.
Okay.
One of the industries can give you an example.
Mr. Malembeka, and ndisho ukumurukuya kwa mfuika bwino kwa kuti. Mr. Malembeka. Ndishi pakulabiro kwe bati icha kutange chitwairerwe kubono kwe bati twakwata industry right. Mwebo koti muntu uru kufuayo kuba nintangishi nishisanshira ishi mwinga piungisho kwe bati, for example Mpongwe tabane kukwata ama industry zangi.
Yes, I'm showing you now that I'm giving you an example of what we are supposed to do. One, we are supposed to create tertiary education so that we graduate from Mama Secondary School to produce by grade 12 to atatiko to produce a diploma, degree and above by having our own learning institution in Mpongwe. That's number 1 in the education sector. How do we do that? We must go and we must make sure that we bring colleges in Mpongwe such as Teachers College, Nursing College, TVTC and other professional colleges. That's the number 1. Number 2, apart from education, we are also supposed to look at other people. Other people that have a skill. Abantu kani bayakuma school maybe TVTC, what do they get? They get a skill. Right now, a lot of people Mpongwe, they are being sponsored to do skills training under CTF. But the question about salary is, can you muntu afuma kulia kuluansha na kunoteki? Ako ataka ni bricklaying certificate, na carpentry by sakuno, they come back home. What do they do? Now, that's where now we should talk about job creation. When a person is educated by salary, the next thing, he must be put in the industry, so that that person becomes productive. It is not right, Bajsala, for us as a government and for us as a people, I have not taken it for 4 or 3 years. Umuntu kwenye graduate, their knowledge yako must be put to production so that he can add value to the community. And how do we do that, Bajsala? This is now we are supposed to create what? Industries. Industries where now people can find jobs and employment, where people can exercise their skills. And I told you that one of the industries we can do is the agricultural based industry. For example, Bajsala, I've always sang about this message in the level policy because I want people to understand and I want the message to get into everyone who is listening to this message on this platform. Bajsala, ayama taba ayafuma kono kumpongwe ilmu wana matraki ya tantamani masikao ya ingira yama taba potentially can create jobs and employment for the people of Mpongwe. How? If you put up a policy and say wosema baleshta mataba no Mpongwe takulipo kumintama taba patraki ya kukutola mtown, put up your mining company muisa Mpongwe. Do you know the meaning of that? Abantu baria ababomba mtauni abengi fwe baleshta supporting into shabonibani. It's you and me, Mr. Sala, who is in the rural area, who is busy producing the raw materials. So area raw material can yaba process from here ni shaba mtuno mwabachita creating chito wadaba kuomba ku mining company kulia ku mining company ba chisala kulebane matraki kali kupinto unga finished product ukutwala kani fyalo vimbi na ku matauni yambi. What are you going to create in another industry? Transportation sector again kuleba drivers aba kula ingira aliya workshop mkweta pale pale bombelali ya mini company kwa kule befintu fya kulefwa. There are other people who train maybe could not take under maybe instrumentation nishiba na ba kwa dentito ya maybe heavy mechanics aba electrical engineers na wale bakusanga dentito in that line. So you see that one industry basala will create a multiple chains of jobs and employment. That's why the term job and employment is not the same. But because employment is just opportunities that are created by industries. But a job is specific. For example, can you could be in company by Sala? It will create employment generally. Maybe employment spaces can even be 2,000. But the jobs will be specific. Kule baba kwa accounts, why wana different sign? Kule baba kumekanisa bakulungisha vintu. Kule baba aba kubira masaka abunga. Kule baba aba kubona quality ya matabaka nyali bwine tabanga yapela. All those are now specific jobs. And when you sum up the total jobs, they will make what we call employment. So, what other industries can we create by Sala? I have always said, here is a place which is like a route. Kan mulefuma kulia kulwaso mule yaku kitu kuchingola. Pita matraki. Umuseboni wale wa president walisaine kale. Uyu Rwanso Machia road, which means he road akula pita matraki yosano kupita kuloku Mpongwe uko yakulwasha. The traffic of the vehicles will be too much. How can we make money using traffic traffic ya mamotoka kani yafula? We can make a track park mo kata matraki yose by law ya vakanso ilingire po ukulingana nefunde ya chalo amatraki alipata time ya awenda kuparking. Babi, even when they are not parking balakatana. So kwa buku bale parking amatraki nangu 2000 muleba ma industry ya bifuti abakuma restaurant abakuma bar abakuma saloon. I've talked about that before. In the where can that money go? It can go to the council. They will raise the revenue. That project can even be done by the council. So which means the council, apart from receiving money as CDF, they will also be able to make its own money through other income generating activities, like the one I've just talked about the track park. So generally, I've given you two examples. Education sector, that's part of development. We talk about that's tertiary education, we talk about industries, but that's not enough. The list is endless. When you look at the Amasukuru Batisala Yosa government, this time there's something like a computer, which they call ICT. In those computers, a computer cannot work without a light. And you find that you can have a school here, government, a community school, a private school, amalaishita kulipo, walefuenda computer studies. Sometimes the solars can create masola fileshimika. What are we supposed to do as leaders? We must make sure that we bring up a solar plant. We can have maybe a solar plant in each ward that can power a number of schools specifically. Or at each school we can have a proper power plant. Apart from that, we are supposed to work hand in hand with RIA to make sure that we are rural electrification authority, bale tamalight maya ndayonsa government rural areas. Yonse maskuru ya government was connect. Market ya tuketi connected in rural areas. RIA is supposed to bring power to all the rural areas within Zambia. And this can only happen if the leaders and the line ministries, they can be able to work together. And it takes a leadership, but nothing just happens. Government can have plans of doing this, but it's up to a leader, a representative of the people, to wake up every morning and do the right thing, make follow-ups, and make sure that targets are met within the specific time frame. So, what I was saying, this is why I'm saying that this time around, we can never be discussing about intra-party election results. But we have a job to do. We have an assignment to focus on identifying candidates that will deliver for the people of Mpongwe. We have a role to identify candidates that will deliver for the people of Fulanyama. We have a duty to identify candidates that will bring development for the people of Kafulafta and the surrounding areas. And therefore, because of that, we must never waste time discussing about the results of intra-party elections. For candidates, we must never, even by Sala, think about having a preferred person structure. Also, a solid way for my candidates, that person is welcome. And we have dedicated ourselves to support all the party structures that were elected. because we are supposed to be loyal to the party and we must be relevant by supporting what is right. If we can fight the UPNG now, it means we want to destroy it, because the enemies and the other opposition leaders, they may take up advantage of our infighting and the quarrels. And remember, we are towards election. We have a duty, Bachisala, to put in office the right candidates. Who is the right candidate? A candidate who can bring development to the area where he's elected. If he's in the ward, he must show when he leaves office that this is what I did during my tenure of office. If he's an MP, you must be able to show to the people after 5 years that this is what I did for my constituents. If you are the council chairperson, you must stand up proud and say, these are the projects that we really initiated and we fought for the people in our district, and our people's lives now have been made better. There's a lot of places like Sala where women up to now, others are still selling under the tree. When a woman who sells under a tree, Bachisala, I am Kuvota, what do you think that woman wants? He wants that when you come through as a councillor, when you get through as an MP, when you get through as a council chairperson, you will speak in the council chambers for the construction of a market shelter, under which that woman who woke up in the morning will be able to sell. If you can't do that to that woman, you are not doing justice. Because every person, when they go to vote, they have a reason. And that reason must be made by doing the right thing during the time when we are in office.
But Mr. Malembeka, do you think kuti wakumanisha chira umona kwebati matters on MBA radio na mtote nimufibusa fyamula basa pali nukoso tubakoti twamina po amate twakumane kubwera mukapindi nukoso akanini akana kumane kumusuminisheni mwe mufibusa fyamula basa kwebati mwingabane kutuma balamia.
Every Tuesdays and Saturdays on Community Matters with Jonathan Malembeka, 1930 to 2030, exclusively on MBA Radio. Our community comes first. 95.3 FM, you're tuned to the Copper Belt. MBA Radio presents Community Matters with Jonathan Malembeka, every Tuesdays and Saturdays, 1930 to 2030. MBA Radio, the pride of Mpongwe and the rest of the Copper Belt.
All right, thank you so much, and welcome back to the wonderful program. Kanshi mwense mwefusa fyamala basa and shi twabane kubwela ningatemo kwebati mpere amanambala twakubane kupyungisha mukasuba kalelo for kuma cause kumwe mwense mwengafuaya kuipusha mwengafuaya kuchitapo contribute pari program Yesu kanshi pari bamashini ne muntu wen Bob Chisala kabili na ba guest abaturi nabo ni ba Jonathan Malembeka kanshi baisa pari programu ile toka about Community Matters. All right, kanshi nambala tuleba ne kupyungisha nambala ya Airtel ni 0772 772104 0966 0772 772104 ndishi ya MTN mpere ni ya MTN ni 0961 73 13 19 0961 73 13 19 ndishi nabane kupokelela vakola panini lukoso Mr. Malembeka. All right, MBA Radio tuwapyunga shanabo mwane mama Twatoto kwa kutimama twamtoteni. All right, thank you so much. 0772 772104 enambara turepyungisha kanshina pokerera nabambi bakola MBA Radio.
Namtete bawomashani ba Malembeka.
Nitende mwana twatoto
Malembeka mlisha.
Febo tilibwino shani na mwewo tata.
Febo tilibwino
Febo tilibwino twatoto kwa kuti.
Twatoto mwana na kukira kwa pedi ya chibia kwa shaka kwa kuti bitoi nebo kwenda na ufawine tumalo ndelo la mwino bano ichi ndeko kuipusheni kwa kubwa na experience yetu apata kulimo ba politician ya mwanemboko ebati iyo okulabira kwa ba politician pampindi i draft by election dabanga muboteleni kiromfika background yati mukaba bombera abantu kugeza kubombera nomba kireka msango kwa timide sisi baba declare yati wa winner labona kwa sime kuchinja machinja ne kuona kwa background kalifi kota papo mutumba kumana na yenda na mumakwatane bomberie bana tipushe defo tipushe ya kwa ebati kani pia watu wa musale batmon kuiko east ichama pocha kwa bati kuna ku west na kwenda kule ufiko mwala lumena na kona kwenda mwafu Afrika dash kulia bala lumena bana palweno kani wakamusaleni wakamupereni na chimoto da pia kibona ba mupereni ne mukishi ba mupereni demwa kalukirepo abena pongwe neli ababa ku abena dete pongwe ni pongwe yose abakuisa makabalu kirepo ukata pene kuisalane mawindo badile lo ne wish kumwa kuti mwache shapo mulela bilapi nomba ifye kitubone pya kweba tani mwafika muleta mukoneka boti bantu abakwa tabani povena pongwe kuti pambi na bena bakuchalo chipi tamaka pikitepo evyo elo vuti apa ndela bilati ino bola uno mwaka twa mupeleni kulimo ekamwe bani yetu wa mupeleni turefuatueshe mwabange mbenu mwakubo patikani mufirwe mu 2031 nebo babulaya bana mulambe na bambya bakulu ngesha tamwake bakani po wanke tukabopele kyo muchipokelele laskeni chipisho cha ditumfu tamaka twalukire po
alright andishi ngatemo kwe bati tu bese basukire pamo ifya kuipusha ifya kutubwingi inambara turepyungisha ni 0772 772104 0772 772104 ningatemo kwe bati ili tuchipokelera bakola na sasa kuba nambara ya 13 kumpelo bengabono kwe bati babwera libiri 0772 772104 nishi mwaba ne kufika ninga bwelesha po 0772 772104 nishi mwaba ne kufika fyaperefyo abenga fo kupyungisha MTN ni 0961 73 13 19 0961 73 13 19 nishi mwaba ne kufika kunganda ya minkiti kanshi kuli babo abenga fokwe bati balembe ama messages muingalemba muline bwana wabene. All right, MBA radio
malembeka
mwane
mutende tata
mitende nati ankamalolo lwalira kapa
43 mitende shana mwevo
fwe balesa bali na fwe bomwe
ni bani baleto itirapi
na mfamara bila machiwa kuchubwingi
ni bani tata muleto itirapi
wakayimbi
kulimika tabakayimbi twatoto kwa kuchimenga twalirira
mwana fokwe ba bamukumanyeni kuno kulimika ta
mwana
na mfamara bila machiwa londoroke kwa kuti
nato tata bakayimbi ni chife na chidapita mulubiro na chimakana pona pamikatapo na pera kone ma introductory letter ingi na chiba kuibenga na chiba kukanyenda pano defo ankese bwino tukekale panshi tukambale ifitunga suntura mikata tata bakayimbi
tano kulomba kwa kweba kiyo namba muriko kulole ndufo kumana na mwego
na toto kwa kuti
mwana
na tota na nebo.
All right, I thank you so much. MBA radio.
Hello.
Mitende mwafika kwa MBA radio. Ni bani baleto itirapi? All right, nabane kurufya bakola ndishi na yabane kuputuka ngabone ko bati babwela libiri 0772 772104 0772 772104 nishi mwaba ne kufika ndishi nabane kurufya bakola abakuti wingi ngabone ko bati babwela libiri napokelera bakola kabiri. MBA radio.
Hello.
Mitende mwane. Twatota ni bani bali twitira pi?
Wamusumali mukasamba watu.
Twatota ndishi bengapo sairapo.
Fwevo twatota pabirimo yose yimbabo mbaba UPNC ya free education nefi ya shara fyonse. Baloki nabone kyashara ko kitambombele po bwino mafita roads zibulo mu Mpongwe. Allo?
Mwana.
So mwasango ko bati nangulu mukasa ku campaign mukaya katashiwa ukupita pakoti amafita roads zose tamwikete ko. Balo kabili shishi poka ni yenge pindi ya campaign mukakwanisha fuchi kwa mafita roads. Kali mukakwanisha nishi mukapanga lokosoma tipa. Eko contribution yangio mwana.
Twatota kwa kutitwa mtoten. Alright. MBA Radio. Mitende mwane.
Wabosi wa wombe mwana.
Twatota kwa kutini bani bali twitira pi?
Bale mitira kwa mumburuma kwa sisi ntakule.
Atini bani mwane.
Awa niwajisha kwa hili.
Atibani tata?
Yaibisha swashe ni posi.
Okay, twatota bengapo sairapo tata.
Mwane kairi ili ashivya mfika uno sana. Takutangana tota sana pakudideta. Kuwera po katokta kanan taneso ikarima kaso vele batikura ngurka pafinde posa poko tsumashuya ponga basa. Apa bridge tukwete kuno iru vene ko vala kapatu kapawa ntumishwe kudi mama amego apsene sana kwati mwekera mu wino bena Mpongwe bonse kwa kumanyina mo. Ribonse boss.
Muremfika tata, tore mumfweni.
Mwane ponderi jana bati akanika bali abo kapunga njira phone ikuru. Na itumene pa YouTube nga bali mwesire chika. Ajapa edoko achika phone kwete kani niza fasishite amakosa yake tewa. Wakwa. Ndotofu ko kuna bridge tu apengera kuno.
Twatota kwa kuti twa mumfweni. Alright, thank you. MBA Radio. Turi mitende mwani. Twatota ni bani bitira. Twatota baum. Twatota baumfwa ndishi mwinga posa ilapo.
Bashani na mweboko.
Kambiri bali bani rero sino turukurabira. Abengi twingarabira tibasambirira. So itini ngafwa so koseresha ba malembeka. Da kumono kwebati uyu murimo umwaimya kumono kwebati fwebe na Mpongwe twalizimba mu kuikatana no kumono kwebati Mpongwe waisuntura ya hapa ntangire
chachine mwana
gozi tatilipo cheo cha kwebati cha muntu umo
inya
ndishi huku Mpongwe East kuli aspiring candidates na bambi abaliko
inya
pano ikirepengerwa nisenkezi sakwebati mwaisa mwalondolola kusenkezi simukahombera bena Mpongwe batwali misalireni timbi kiningana na chako kwati bushe kwati fileta tirebe batata baebe kwa bushe kan ngatukamisa tamanga tatikepo kuisalama windo na chumfa kwesio kulia batabira batikusha question yakubesi
mwane tata
problem kairi tikakwe bati kuti twamesala
sunke ku campaign tata bangufyanyeko
mwane kuti twamisale ni senkesi
mwane
twamitwale parliament but muni mairo tikesa musango kwe bati nababa bali abantu abamisalireni kuba mona kuti mitawalipo bantu bakupita kulu kuisalama windo nabamalonda bagati sana so nomba filia tafikwaneka po wino kubena Mpongwe kirefwa ika kumono kwe bati kiba misalireni nabena mwantu kishafa bena Mpongwe kwa batanga ama windo kaya insu
chachi
sema shuna tfaya ngaposa
na tota tata pamashiwa ya kuti ubulombe
MBA Radio. Mitende mwana.
Mwane ni kukatamba wati kuno.
Ni bani aba mama? Abene bakasensa bana manda mama posa ilenpo. Bana wanda.
Nyina wanda.
Oba nyina wanda mama posa ilenpo.
Twaba totalo bawi kifo okutokola balukubyokola ku kirimbo.
Tota bana wanda terere niko napalika network panini. Ka network ka lubana terere niko palika network. Okay. Right. MBA Radio. Kuma site ni bani hapa? Bana love kuma site posa ile nipo mama.
Awe kubaranda kwela tuwa kwa kwela ingeso bakachita kitawapa sana. To atasha tupenda kwa posa ikepo. Dalande flash balande kukano kwa mwaka bombe.
Okay, to kwa kuti. MBA Radio.
Simkwali.
Mwane ni bani bale tuchira pi?
Ile boroda ndi
kuibenga posa ile nipo mama baroda.
Kwa ina ufa wime sikaramba sana pasio baranda mwanzini. Fwebe ndi mwanzi ntwali kuisha maskuru so tuleka vilenchi to muri moya se bantanji.
Okay.
Na shirafu anta shepo sana mwanzini mti mwandi wasangalala.
Twa mtotene kwa kuti.
Mkwai.
Thank you so much. All right, sir. Mitende mwane?
Mwane mitende mwane.
Turi mitende ni bani bale tuchira pi?
Watu watafwe ni fawo turi kundola.
Muri kundola ni bani abatata?
Fwebo ni fweba ba junior.
Ba junior twatota mwenga posa irapo.
Twali kuja kwa maskuru pano turetabiro ku turetabira machito. Turetabira machito twatuta na patu sebo shao na ikapu shao na ika.
Twatota.
Ni sebo sha kumanda mudama bampo bali sana indarama.
Okay.
Mwana batu wapo iko mwanji twatota.
Twatota. MBA Radio. Mitende mwane?
Mwane mashani mwane.
Turi mitende kwa kuti ni bani bale tuchira pi?
Ero jawa pakambi.
Ati bani mwane?
Ero pakambi.
Mwane twatota benga posa irapo.
Twatota mwane kwa kuweza mkulanda wa mkulanda kwa mwana kwa tanga tulisho sanga wale kutukishiranga kwa wale kwa pisho. Ndio ubilinge mkulanda kama ile cheni alikuwa huko. Alikuwa abana wani abana wakuna. Impija mwetu kayo wani tulipichi la tulepanga sana. Ndiyo hapa mstambo tulipichi.
All right, ndishi abane kuputuka shepo dimbi network. All right, ndishi twabane kupokerera ama comments kutubwingi nangatemo kwe bati tukwate rukosoba kola bamo twingire na mkuchita respond kuma comments. MBA Radio. All right, babane kuputuka bakola bamulukoso eri twakubane kwingira mu comments choperefyo ni ma messages nabona nayo yaba ni kufula. MBA Radio. Mitende mwane?
Mitende wa bobo.
Tuli mitende kwa kuti ni bani abale tuchira pi?
Baumfu abo babwere ya kupera.
Mwane twatoto kwa kuti. MBA Radio.
Dad na bwana ngulile bangile.
Mwane mama.
Nebo mwana ndu kufa ito kuitiba ba na malembeka. Apa balu kuyimagana kanyi ba kansela kanyi ba MC kanyi ba chani. Isibirepo.
Alright. Ate muri kutumina pi. Alright. Pakavia twatota. Sure. MBA radio. Mitende mwane. Twapyunga ni bani bari kutwitira pi. Bachuwere tata twatota benga poza iraba.
Malembeka mwapyunga cyane.
Mitende tata bachuwere mwe bakwasu muri shani.
Mwino mwe bakuru.
Nya umfwa wino kumfwa ishuri ya tata. Nyemwane.
Aho nabwe batwa mwino ukunabira kwenwa mashwi aya development.
Inya tata.
Because you have 6 lots of weight there bati. Kani mwachitefyo kulingana nikulaya kwenu.
Shachine tata.
Twasonture mpongo kwa banda.
Inya mwane. Na tota
tata. Watotera pamashiwayo.
Inya.
Batako batumumbere ni vote.
Mwane.
And make sure that we should work according to the promises.
Mwane. Na tota tata.
All right, thank you so much. Amafusa mlabasa wa MBA radio. Mitende mwane.
Hello, na bwekera kono leo tata boni.
Ni bani aba? Mwane bamulabi kuli pi. Mwane benga posa iraba. Atengwe umuseba wa kwisa. Okay.
Mbone nemisebo batuwa misheko mwanjini na kasi unity.
Tore kutsika.
Mutira bijiye ko mwanjini afwe.
Twakutsika tata.
Mbone.
All right.
Abombe bulomon.
Twa mtoteni.
Mbone.
All right. All right, thank you so much. Amafusa fyamula basa kanshi apa epa twabera ne kushirira ne kupoka ama cause ndishinanga bati ama cause ya kisa dibiri ngabefyo ndishi pamulando wakapindi tungalabiro kwa chapa batufiturukireko epa twapera ne ma cause kuli babo abenga fo kuchita contribute kabiye ni mubono kwa bati mwaya pali hapa YouTube museche rukoswati Bob Chisala pa YouTube mwakobane kuisanga yenka live program yaba Malembeka kabirisho perefyo muye na pali ba Malembeka pa Facebook page mwakobane kuisanga program into imo. All right, ndishi kuma comments twakuba ne kubwera kabirifyo perefyo ne kuchita respond twakubane kuchita respond pano ili nshinga tatika kupendurula ama message kuli babu ababa ne kulemba ama messages ningatemo kwe bati Mr. Malembeka na mwebo ili tamunge kata kuma comments ndishi ambima concerns ambima comments fimbi fya kubona. All right, we have a combination ndishi twaone kwata ifintu fya kutubwingi panini lukoso ningatemo kwe bati tuye parika break ya kanini tuminepo lukoso amate.
Make a date every Tuesdays and Saturdays on Community Matters with Jonathan Malembeka, 1930 to 2030, exclusively on MBA Radio. Our community comes first. 95.3 FM, you're tuned to the Copper Belt. MBA Radio presents Community Matters with Jonathan Malembeka every Tuesdays and Saturdays, 1930 to 2030. MBA Radio, the pride of Mpongwe and the rest of the Copper Belt. Development, empowerment, projects, and more. Only on our Community Matters with Jonathan Malembeka, MBA Radio, your channel of choice.
All right, and welcome back to the wonderful program Mwaisen Mwane kuri program ya Community Matters na mpokeleleni nalibidi kanshi mwefusa fyamulabasa mchiri mre kutika kuri program ili toko bati Community Matters nangabe fyo ningatimo kwe bati njipushe ba malembeka kwe bati bengaba ne kuchita comment ne kubane kwasuka kufya kuipusha fya bantu ifya kutubwingi and bambi ma concerns bambi fya kuipusha bambi fyopere fya kubona. All right. But ifya kubona ifya kuipusha fyopere fyo nema comments and concerns tatotoka kuti Mr. Malembeka, you can respond.
Na tota kwa kuti ba Bob Chisala parine mpindi tutatsikira ne question bachiba ne kwipusha abashi tatsikira poko bati kandi ba musale ni ba Malembeka mwevo tamukata tikapo ukuluba kwa abantu ne kubapondokera kabiri fyopere fyo ne kuisalama window ya moto ko kuimia ichine ngala bushi ne chakwe bati parino mpindi wa Chisala ndina motoka ndesha na hii motoka kani umuntu apitaye mupiba mpera motoka tukoendera mutachika po chensu ba Chisala pakoti no mpindiri mpita ndapita mu bantu ne mawindo ka isukire so kwenda muri ya motoka ya bapera koti ni ku government tachika po chensu pakoti muri motoka yose ba Chisala yangu inaweza pa MBA na isa nayo so limbi chirenga abantu kuchinja omweo kuba ko life ya puliro kuchinja pakoti limbi fyo bane kuperwa talipona fyo mwabo da Chisala ino pana mawindo lyose yonyendamo ndaye myasoka ni kwabo lukungu ne kuyaponyene nabona bakwasi ne kubasekera so icho kulingana ne mwewo nkwete bo bonse abangishi ko tini Malembeka kwenda balisha tu yo mwewo mulinebo taumba pakoti mulishi fwe bantu tuli nembera ya chifi alirwa so iyo mbera kuliwa bose ruko cyasa ruko ne kunjishiba bangaba ne kwata bunte abangaba ne kundabirira ko kwena bali fifyo bane ko yabirira kabiri futi nangu ko yamkwikala kurusaka bacho ba nani ba Chisala techipepo chensu pakuti futi rusaka nako feka fule kutuchira tumakwebo tumbi namo turekala so nangu na kurusaka techi ntatike po kwati limbinda kukwedeka ati mfulunga ne pakuti aba kumponga wantu ala kurusaka murusaka ulwingi kula wako kurusaka no wiki rukuno iri kukomba beot so newe linkamba parliament ku parliament fonti kweka kulia tula yako lingi fye na ma program waengi so kuline utakalipo ichikabe chesu ichakabe chikamfulunga nyene limano kupule so kubomba ukubona lina abane kupita kwati kuisa kuibenga balabira ati damu ile ipa yabantu what measures can we put in place to make sure that abantu bakuibenga bale ko kufana ku damu o balabira ati misebo yawo naika ifito takubane kushitama feeder roads ba Chisala kumbona tama feeder roads ba president bali shiteka lama yellow machines ama moto kama limkanso budget ya mafuta yali. What is required? It's us, the leaders, to make sure that we attend to the feeder roads. Because I'm not going to take a budget. It is up to us to do the right thing. So, the question. I think in a chocolate. Number 2, Bakaimba Kumikata Malabiati, Malembeka and the Fatuka and Putukambare, Stanamba Malabiati Sung, Bakaimbi, Sungan number Yanzi, ni 0971 0971 06 3601 0971 063601 kaimbi namba kuti mwaipusha nangu bonse leaders ba UPND walipa mikata kuti bampere nangu kulia makalata yenje alepita sana within mikata kani mwaipusha kulia ku market konse mukayasanga manamba yandi epo yali bambi bachile bane kola bidani ba musumari aba I think bambi bachila bila ba Chisala aba number 3 bachilisha yepa mafida road zain ati misebo ya stationi yaona ika hii sema kona ikaba Chisala talipo ni problem ya government ama feeder roads. Why am I saying those? Because the president aka inde ichirema ba Chisala makanso monsalistra yellow machine tani akuna kumponga kwa Chisala takuli poko na makatapila yalishitirwa amafuta budget ila bamwe ile afi wewe moyi ichiri kufaika pana kubombele pamana basije funa fofo ntangishi fonse tubone kali kuli misebo imbita inga bombwa twakokonya po twamsha bantu indo imisebo. Why is it possible ukuwamia misebo yose mumpongo ama feeder roads? Because the president has given us a yellow machine. The president has given us a budget ya mafuta. The only thing that is remaining, it's us community nentangisha ishitiri kutsala fwe bene to work together to work on the feeder roads. Abantu bachisa mukipusha ati bridge kulia ku Sense Center ati yabane kona. I think bachisala is a very serious concern. These issues of a bridge ile payaba na beskulu ile na urefi into. So let us make sure that ili turukusala ba council oko mwalabira atukuliwa afya wa bridge. Neri bulesa na ba ward development committee. Pantu ambiwa ward development committee ne batabafu apo abantu. Kuti mwanati MP muwe marebo mbesha, council arebo mbesha, ba ward development committee, they are not committed enough and they are not resolved enough to make sure that when they are approving projects, they approve of projects that are of urgent matter to the people. For example, these are projects which are a matter of death and life. Therefore, we are calling upon all the ward development committee to look at projects in danger like bridges to make them a priority, because these are many bridges they can be done. Chimbi bachibale kwipisha bati kumpongwe there is a change and twabona ko bati chachine if type freedom pinji na population yakula, which is very correct but sana impongwe tayari pwefi ile eni ikula na population ende kula. That's why na fofen tangishi tukwapo ino mpindi na emilango fere yakula to match with the growth in the population to make sure that apa ashiri laba kwasu kadi bali telecom shop wengi mpongwe mwabakone fimbi fya wamapo na fwebo we should make it better to ashita invite ba chopis baisa ba shop right now tuamboku yama bread iwe me ya mkato tuambane kuletana ambia businesses. Progress and development has no destination and it is not final. We must keep growing. As the population grow, we must continue getting better and better. And this can only be done if we choose the right leaders from the Ward Development Committee, from the councillors, from the Member of Parliament, and to the council chairperson. Nato tamwane. Bambi bachibale kuipusha ili pusho ya kwebati bana wanda. Bashirabira ati kwena kulabira ichipubire pado kuchitakira chupa cha chine, especially kani umuntu teshibire pofera kulabira hapo. But for me mu project management walabira batisala ukwebati yonse fintifu lukuplana filifya ba smart SMART mi aba smart ile mina kwati kani lukulabira pa chintu ati nkachita must be specific ni chista chintu kachita, that's smart. Isha number 2 should be measurable. Chintu chingapi mweko no kulabira swe chintu outside the what is manageable. It should be measurable. Number 3 it should be attainable. That's A. Number 4 it should be realistic. Don't just talk things that are not realistic. And the last one in smart scenario, with something must be achieved within time frame. What time frame? When I'm chosen as MP or councillor or anyone, I'm a leader as well. I paid what time here for 5 years. And therefore, when we are doing projects, we must make sure that the project we know when it will start and we know when it will finish. We must never do projects that we don't even know how long it will take, how much it will take for it to be fulfilled. And when tukwenda twala bila bwino lero batupentembera kwa ustadi chachi ko tilintangishi sikasalwa taliponi eneo wala general intangishi. We are talking about intangishi general from councillors to the mayors to the MPs ukwati ili bakaba ne kusarwa chachi ne tukaba ne kufikirisha amapulani yonse bachisala atulaya abantu ino MPs chachi as politicians kula befila efya kuti ubwingi pano ukuita kwa abantu kwa kwebati baroda balabila tilekeni tuweshene makosa wose mu bakwasu bakumasaiti ukuchitefi intifu twabane kulaya ababa roda nabo kuibenga barabirati bari puishe skulu pano inchi tabakwete ero batotera sana pa kumfama idea how jobs are created by first creating industries. So baroda is in agreement with what we are saying that abantu bafula batabakwete poinchito, and we must help government. Government cannot create employment and jobs by Salabenka or teachers. It's not possible because the job opportunities of government, they are limited. We must, as the people, as the citizens, as leaders, to fit a mentality how to create jobs by creating industries. By so doing, we shall supplement government effort of creating jobs and employment in civil service. Abantu bachilabirati election talipo yabanike. It will be a tough election. It's true. I think this election, election is not a battle. Election is just an opportunity. In fact, I think what is required is just to choose leaders who can bring development to the people. It has nothing to do with age. It has nothing to do with whether you are intelligent or you are wise. You are only wise if you can make the area where you are better. You are only you can only be called Mukalamba if you can make the lives of the people better. I think, to me, this is how I look at leadership. Leadership is having the capacity to influence change for better for the people.
All right, and ndishi pamunandu wakuona kwa bataka pindina ko kabutuka butuka ndishi ningatima kwa bati Mr. Malembeka straight direct kwaso munga butukira kukula abantu fyoperefyo ne kutota mitependwa y'abantu abo abachibane kutika fyoperefyo bambe babane kuchita comment bali posaida po twachibane kwendera pamo na mtoten ndishi munga bane kulaya ibomba y'abantu
natotela kubonse abachibane kutumfa kabiri mwe konka program yesu lyonse balesa babe na mwebo kabiri na bonse abachiremba ma message twabane kumutoteni kwa kuti kaicha bipisha po balabira tumusebo utawulipo buli kuibenga. I think there we must make sure that ibenga iri mu Mpongwe East, so tufiro kubonekera kupanga priority kwati imisebo ama feeder roads yabane kuombe wapo, especially that ama yellow machine yalisitweka ne mafuta emo yali budget kai kuliwa bashireta concern ya kwa chachine kuibenga idamu ile pasana abantu bajisala. We must find a way of protecting the lives in Ibenga. Kani kuibika fence, kani kubika bagazi, kani kubika kama two people can be able to guide abantu bale yakulia to make sure that idamu tayari kuleta poswa menshi mkafurisha abantu, but also to protect the lives of people. Na tota makosa kuri bose babane kufa program yesu kabiri kulomba kwandika kwa atilekeni tukonkanyepo mkwaba nambano. Hii program, it is not for me Malembeka Jonathan. This program is not for the candidates. This program is community matters. Community ni mwewo na nebo fyonse filuko tukatasha konsoko mwikere fileteni tuwaba nambano tuamba wile pamo tusange solution. The purpose ya hii program bajisala talipo ya kusange firumumbo antu nango muntu angishisha tungulire. The purpose ya hii programu kuwona makatasho tulukupita mbali mpinzi nefi tungasanga masazi chapa mo collectively pakwe bati myo yesu ingaba ne kusunturwa nenchende ingaba gwino natota mashuwa ngishikwetepo kutota lukoso kuli foyo fonse fulu kwa banama no pakuti ichitukuba ne kushitagane abantu mafoni bajisala tulikulipanda bano bumano ndiri kwatire talipo fubantu ikala abantu ichi bali kutumina amafoni bali kufuatu bombele pamo tusunturire mikalire yesu nebo natota ne wenu ne Malembeka Jonathan ukufuma ku Mpongwe East ati lolo lwalira mwane natota mushale po tukabonana pali chibiri impindu itu imo kaifyo perefyo na pa chibelushi impindi itu imo balesa bamushukisheni mwana.
All right, thank you so much. Twatoto kwa kuti mwefusa fyamula basa kanshi epatwa shirira na program yesu ya Community Matters. Nde sharikeni po ne kumulaye ne kwebati bye bye. Shalom shalom.
Development, empowerment, projects and more. Only on our Community Matters with Jonathan Malembeka, MBA Radio, your channel of choice.